fictional conversation with philosophy, and he's trying to figure out, like, why is it I'm about to be executed? I did the right thing. I lived virtuously. I followed everything I should have done. And he's really depressed because he's trying to figure exactly this question out. And there's this question, the first part, if there's a God, why is there so much evil? And then he has the second part, which is kind of almost his answer. If there's no God, then where's any good come from? Because we oftentimes think of this like something bad happens to us. Oh, why me? Whenever something good happens to you, do you sit there and go, oh, why me? You know, if you're particularly grateful, you are. If you're a person who exercises gratitude, you probably do. If you ever sit there and just think like, wow, this is so much better than what I deserve. I'm getting something here that I simply don't deserve, and you're grateful for it. Not even just bashful about it, like you feel bad getting it. You just really appreciate the fact that you're getting something good. Any of you guys ever do something nice for somebody, or you do them a favor, and then they ask you like, "Are you sure?" So they're trying to talk you out of it, you know. And that's a sense from a person who is just not used to getting maybe nice things, or it just seems odd to them, that somebody would do something nice for them. It's too bad. I don't think they're really trying to talk you out of it. But the answer to that question, I think, probably comes from what we start off with, and these two things kind of follow pretty closely. Good and evil come from what you believe in. So if so think about what your belief system is. If your belief system, for example, is in a religion, then it's pretty easily made. You've got a God that comes along and tells you, what are some things that a religious person would say are good? What's that? So truth, so speaking truth. They would say that's something that's good. And so what's evil then? Yeah, and evil you can think of as a lack of truth. And if you lack truth, then yeah, that's lying. What else would be considered good religiously? It doesn't really matter which religion. Just give me examples. What's that?
Right.
What is it?
Being a nice person, like being...
Okay. And, nice person in what sense?
Like not disrespecting others.
Okay, so say being respectful. And so, of course, the evil part there would be to be disrespectful, which is a lack of respect. So you can see that there are things that you do that are good, and the evil counterpart are the things that are lacking of that. It's kind of like, what's darkness? Well, darkness is just a lack of light. Lying is a lack of truth. Disrespect is just a lack of respect, and so forth. You can think of whatever virtue you would think of as being something that's religious. Now, the challenge becomes, let's say that you don't believe in God, or we'll leave it as you don't believe in God. Then where do you derive these things from? And there's something where what Darren was saying was that we inherit these ideas. It doesn't have to just be religiously. We can inherit them culturally as well. But then the question becomes, why does the culture value certain things? And it values certain things because they're effective. They work. Can you imagine living in a society where everybody lies? And I'm not just saying I'm not saying look at it from this perspective like right now we're like, we'll brood and fold our arms and just be like, everybody lies. No, I mean like we're literally, everybody lies to everybody about everything. Can you imagine, how far do you think that society could possibly go? If instead, let's imagine a society where everybody tells the truth. And which of those two societies is going to go farther or further? Imagine if you're living in a society where there's an absolute, complete, utter lack of respect for everybody around us. And by the way, what comes from that is not just us saying rude things to each other. Well, what also comes from that is going to be a lack of charity, a lack of kindness, of course, a lack of seeing people essentially as human beings. And you will no longer treat people as human beings, you'll treat them as objects. Any of you guys not kill spiders? Nobody? You guys all kill spiders? Okay, good man. Do you kill the spider out of a lack of respect? Do you refuse to kill the spider because you respect the spider so much?
It kills the house flies.
Goddamn right. So we respect it for a reason. You guys like having flies around? You guys like having roaches around? I have spiders that live in my house, and I have people who will come over and they'll be like, "Oh my God, there's a spider right there." I'm like, "Dude, come on, dude. Billy. You know? Do you like roaches? Neither do I. Billy does. He walks around. He's just like, you know. And then when Billy's, you know, when he's not catching much up there because he's doing too good of a job, because he's killed everything that's around there, I move him over someplace else. I have this spider. He's been in my house for a long time. Or maybe he's just a body double. I don't know. But I move him from place to place. If I see some insects, I take him over there and he chills. Now, do I respect him? I respect what he does. But if I don't respect him as a spider, if all of a sudden, you know, I don't know, I catch him eating my Cheerios or something, and maybe I'll smash him. In other words, if we don't respect people, then we're not going to be charitable towards them. We won't be kind towards them. So there's a whole bunch of things that go along with a lack of respect. It isn't just that we should respect people because of some like strange social code. And so, you know, think of it this way. So now we might say that the rules that we inherit because they're effective. But because they're effective as a society, does that therefore mean that they're going to be effective for you as an individual? Maybe. Maybe. If you tell the truth, it's good, because then you won't be found out to be a liar. And if you tell the truth, then people will like you more. You'll get more opportunities, because that's one thing that we love, right? A person who tells us the truth. You ever get something? We all like ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Do you like ice cream if someone's shoving it to you by the gallon full?
No.
Yeah, same is probably true about truth. We like truth, but we just don't like it when someone's shoving it to us by the gallon. It's hard to imagine someone being too respectful, unless they're just over the top and they make you uncomfortable or whatever. But when we first started, and when I first read this, and then Denise said, asked, where's so much good coming from? She said, people. That's true. All of this is absolutely true. It comes from what you believe in. The I guess, operative thing there is you. What you believe in. If you believe in God and you believe in these things, fantastic. If you don't believe in God and you believe in these things, fantastic. It's the same effect. But there's the rub. It's the belief part. It's the belief part. In other words, do you genuinely really believe that truth is important? Many of us believe that truth is important with an asterisk. Except when it gets me in trouble. Except when it makes somebody uncomfortable. Except when. I should be respectful, absolutely. Except when someone makes me mad. Then I shouldn't be respectful. That's exactly when you should be those things. It's difficult to be truthful. If you ask me, Sienna, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Peanut butter and chocolate. From Baskin Robbins. Okay, that's easy. I was talking to another class. It wasn't this class. I was talking to another teacher's class a couple weeks ago, and the student asked me, "Have you ever used the N-word?" And I said, "Oh yeah, lots and lots of times."
Just like me for.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
I forgive you. I said, "Oh yeah," and they all started laughing. I said, "Yeah, I've rapped along with Jay-Z. I've rapped along with NWA. Oh yeah, I've used it many times." And they're like, they were laughing, but they were laughing because they were surprised that I told the truth. Is that I guess I'm supposed to say, "Oh, let me tell you guys, no, I would never." Oh, I don't know, anybody who clutches their pearls and is just like, "I would never do." I think they've probably done it many times. And so, that's a difficult time to tell the truth. And so, if I find myself in an administrator's office or in front of the school board, you told your students on November 3rd that you've used it. Would you like some recorded examples? That's a difficult time then to start telling the truth. But that's exactly when those principles matter. Not when it's easy. Oh, peanut butter and chocolate. It's when it's difficult. And by the way, I would probably begin my opening remarks by saying, on the first day of school, I told my students, I am not a role model. And by the way, I then, of course, asked to get all of you under oath and on lie detectors. So, have you ever rapped along with and said that word? Well, it's not about us, Scanlon. Grab your pearls. It's not about us, Scanlon. It's about you and your behavior as a role model. Whatever. It's fucking stupid. Is it important to be respectful? Yeah, no, without the asterisk, though, man, because When someone's respectful towards you, it's easy to be. It's difficult to live out that principle when someone's not being respectful towards you. And so what is it that stops us from doing that? It's probably the one thing that we can mostly agree, regardless of our perspective, that gets in the way of us behaving properly. It's this word pride. It's pride. Why aren't you being respectful towards someone who's being disrespectful towards you? Because, and then we give some long explanation about how it makes us angry. I'm not going to let someone take advantage. Pride. So that means that I can control whether or not you're respectful. Just all I have to do is be disrespectful towards you, and then I'll make you into a disrespectful person. That means I have more control over your behavior than you do. But some people don't deserve it. Most people don't deserve it, probably, depending on what standards you use. Most people probably don't. It's not about the other person. It's not about what they deserve, what they don't deserve. It's about what kind of a person are you. Most people don't deserve some of these things like charity and kindness. There's a lot of things that people don't deserve if we're going to use some kind of a strict standard. But it isn't about what another person deserves again. It's about what it is that you're willing to give. What kind of a person are you? Do you believe that these are good things, or do we just say that they're good things because we're supposed to? Just like we're supposed to say that we don't say naughty words. And we're supposed to be respectful to people, except when they're not respectful towards us, and so forth. So, yeah, there's a God, where does so much evil come from? There's no God, where does any good come from? I like that answer. It just blurted it right out, from people. And it's so simple, but it's probably absolutely true. It comes from you, and me, and the person next to you, and what it is that we believe in. If we don't believe in these things, we probably do a bunch of this. If we believe in these things, we probably do this, especially when it's difficult. So, questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, critiques?